Welcome to episode 178 of the Startup Show. Today we are talking to the CEO and co-founder of Kasko2Go, Genadi Man, and we are talking about their innovative scoring model of insurance for cars. And we're talking about how the data can be used, where they're standing in the development, but we also have an outlook on the future of the industry, especially on autonomous driving. Make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. Welcome to episode 178 of the Startup Show. Today we are here at the studio and Genadi, the CEO and co-founder of Kasko2Go, is stopping by. Thank you very much for stopping by here. It's a real pleasure. I think you're the first entrepreneur on the show that does not have LinkedIn or any social media, but has a Wikipedia page. Maybe take it as usual and introduce yourself to my audience.
My name is Genadi Man. I'm CEO and co-founder of Kasko2Go AG. I'm very old. A professional immigrant from Russia to Israel, Israeli to Germany. I'm German. From Germany to Switzerland, I'm Swiss. My background is development. Basically, I learned design, and this helped me to design new business, which I developed in my life. One of the biggest products or companies which I developed was 1,600 people, number 4 worldwide in billing industry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe you can explain a little bit, like you first were in the oil industry, telecom, and now you decided
first telecommunication,
first telecom,
then
then oil.
But oil, it's not really oil. It is ecological oil spill contamination. So we was working with Jerusalem University to develop some solution to fight against oil spills. Mm-hmm. So this was the idea, because everybody was fighting after Mexico Gulf, and that was an issue, and it was interesting.
So, like, what inspired you then to start a whole new company in the insurance industry?
It's a little bit similar to telco. As we developed the billing for the Deutsche Telekom or British Telecom or Hutchinson or Vodafone, all these companies, it always was dealing with can't change anything. You just can aid, a little bit adjust, but you cannot make any disruptions. And this was very interesting issue. So Deutsche Telekom had in those times about 100 billing systems. And this was one of the major points why the delay in IP world with IP telephone systems and all this technology. So as the young team come to me and said, Genadi, invest in us to make the insurance software, I saw the problem of the young startup to fight against other startups, but not really doing what you can do with this product. So the end of the day, the product is customer get tailor-made solution, and not a better button in your software.
Yes.
So that's why I redesigned the technology and redesigned the strategy of the company, and we developed something unique, what nobody right now compared to us in Europe at least.
Mm-hmm. So let's start quickly with your pitch from your most recent company, Kasko2Go. Maybe you can just elaborate a little bit, what is it exactly that you do at Kasko2Go?
It's innovative car insurance product which allow you through technology and deeper understanding in insurance give you more than 50% discount. It's tailor-made solution for everybody.
Mm-hmm. So, just so I understand completely, if I'm a car owner, I would use Kasko2Go as my primary insurance for the car.
Yeah, you will get insurance as any other one. But by using our software in your app, you will able through your behavior and the distance you're driving, get a discount, in some cases, till 70%.
Of the regular insurance?
Yeah.
I looked at your most recent pitch deck that I received, and one of the things that you're claiming there is like you're using artificial intelligence, machine learning, and maybe you can elaborate, because I think this is not so simple, specifically when you go into the pay how you drive and you make certain assessments. But let's first focus on AI. What kind of AI are you using to really assess this scoring?
In last 7 years, we accumulate data from 3 million drivers. 3 million drivers driving every day delivers data. So these data allow you to follow these drivers to understand the behavior and build the risk profile. So basically our aim by end of this year, make a prediction. This driver probably will make accident this year, or this one will make in 10 years. This one, which will make probably accident in 10 years, have to get it cheaper. And this is artificial intelligence, the system which have to help us about that.
The difficulty with this is that, like, I also saw that from your deck, that like you're kind of like basing the scoring, for example, on gender. So that can lead to a situation where you predict certain people to more likely to have an accident not based on their driving behavior.
We don't predict them, but maybe I will answer you from another angle.
Yeah.
Our experience from not that much drivers, but we're talking about few thousand. After 3 years, the accidents quote by these people using our products, it's 10 times lower. If they create less accidents, they can get cheaper from me the insurance.
Yes.
And we can better understand our customer and give him another offer. This kind of customer, I can offer also insurance for his smartphone, because I know what the smartphone he uses. And I understand about my customer, and I can tell him, hey, you're driving now to airport, we can give you flight delay, because we know this flight was delayed last year 25 times. And everything will pay it in one single point based on our software. It's all about understand the customer, understand the behavior, and create a risk and profile with, GDPR requirements.
Yes. When you're saying, like, you have all of this data now, and one of the things that I'm curious to know, because it's kind of like something new, is like this fraud detection. When you say, like, okay, like you can basically say if someone actually made this accident or got into this accident versus like someone who just like claims to like need a new car.
We have kind of fraud detection. I would name it fraud prevention. We have all data what we need to understand what happened in accident. But also, it's created a lot of discipline in young drivers, because we know if they make SMS or go internet or they chat via their driving. But if they know that we know about that, they don't do that. So we make streets much more safety.
I'm not sure if you remember first time we met was at the blockchain event in Zug. Do you remember?
Sure.
I think it's at least 2 years ago, something like this. And I'm curious to know, I mean, like there's a big hype about blockchain. I don't want to go too much into details, but I think I do like the aspect that like sometimes like the less you talk about blockchain, but actually applying it. So maybe you can just like show how you are kind of like implementing this.
I'm a very big believer about blockchain and even cryptocurrency, but not for this moment. The blockchain will help us definitely to make transaction quicker, independent from the all credit card suppliers and so on. And the cryptocurrency will help us to give more referral our customers, because if you're a good driver, your better driver will give you this currency which will motivate you be more safety, more better by driving. So all this technology is excellent. We will implement that definitely, but not in that stage. In the first stage, we're going to make us software more stable. We have to create a very interesting risk assessment. I think we will be with this risk assessment the very unique in the world market. We would like to be very quickly in European market to hold our piece of market as quickly as possible. and develop new products. Basically, our position is disruptor, so we have to disrupt.
Yes.
So first step, it's a motor insurance, biggest market in the insurance industry, and then we will push this channel different new products.
Yes. I mean, maybe you can say a little bit about the challenges you have. I mean, like you're saying, like I like the ambitions and I like how where you want to go. Reality is probably like there are players out there that are very competitive and with a lot of funding also in their background. Think of Lemonade. I'm sure you've heard of them.
Sure.
From a country.
You heard about them in Switzerland?
Yes, I mean, I've not
They
in
was in
Switzerland.
Switzerland, but they're not
No,
operating.
but like I mean, like how they tackled the US. Are they like filed for all of
Great
this insurance?
guys. Great
I think
guys.
like it's pretty.
Roots Insurance, the Lemonade, the Metro Mile, they're all good guys.
Yes.
In the United States.
Yes.
They raised something like more than between 100 and 300 million dollars to get in the market, but they have different philosophy. First of all, the insurance more expensive in the United States. Secondly, you have issue with liability and you have a different underwriting concept. We in Europe don't see the real competition to us because you have about 70 products in Europe, probably in every country. Every insurance have Alba products somewhere in sitting there, but it's only customer relation. It's not disruptor.
Yes.
They have 2 buttons more, 2 buttons less. They maybe even can give you 10% discount, but they don't disrupt anything.
Yes.
We disrupt everything. We give pay as you drive, pay how you drive. Nobody give it right now, really. So this is our unique position in the European market, and we are quite similar to Lemonade and Root Insurance, but we are in Europe, and we have different style. And the reaction of the customers last 3 months as we start to operate last 3 months is in the Swiss market. And we are right now only one in our market. And we see incredible good response.
Yes. You're out in the market already. So maybe you can give us some of kind of like the achievements or where you stand right now with the development of the app or the whole product, like from an end user perspective, but also kind of like how many users do you have? How do you make revenue? Where you stand with this?
I wouldn't tell you anything about that. No, I'm kidding.
No, I didn't ask you for how much. I understand.
We're in a process to learn about our customer and their behavior and what they understand about our product. We're in very deep in UX now to understand the customer understanding of our software on one hand, another hand about this insurance product, because normally customer coming to the insurance broker and he explain in 1 hour what is better for him.
Yes.
And we aiming close the deal in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a process, learn process by us and by customers. So we're trying different tools. We create videos, we create easy transforming visuality of the insurance product in the app. It's one hand. Another hand, we're trying to catch our customers by different channels. We close now the cooperation with Comparis. We going advertise by Scout. We cooperate with Watson. We cooperate with SBB. So we're going to different channels to get response. And now we'll learn after 3 months, and the learn process will take us another 3 months. And then we will go to big campaign to get the customers while we understand it's a young people, it's a families, whatever. But we have today our customer acquisition cost right now by very low as we expected, and what we try to do now to expand the quantity and see if it stay with us.
Yes.
So the download cost, it's also important. In United States, download cost by our competitors was by 25, 30. They're aiming to get it to 50 in the beginning, and the cost by Root Insurance in the beginning was about $200, and now they are by 40. So it's a process. Right now we are very cheap in the download price, but we will see once we start very big amount of acquisition, we'll see if it stay or not.
Sure. I mean, you recently announced a funding round of 2.5 million euro.
No, it's done. Now we are in a way to raise a very high amount, similar to what our competitor done in United States. Because what we do, we have to create some fund which will guarantee for the losses which will be possible maybe with our technology.
Yes.
So this is a different money. It's not the development.
It's working capital. Yes, I understand.
It's not a working capital. It's kind of risk capital which have to accumulate. Only in this case, regulator will allow you to work and offer this product in the market. We're going to acquire our own license in Liechtenstein. We will be able to be a first insurer in Europe and Switzerland at the same time. And it will be only one company in Europe which offers such a product.
Okay, cool. But like my question would be more, what is your goal for the next couple of months?
Reach 50,000 downloads till end of the year.
Yeah, 2019, yes.
Start in Germany. We just made a deal last week, if you saw in our press announcement. We closed with, it was Ukrainian insurance company, but they bought yesterday by Canadian. We knew that before, but a Canadian group, and they have 4.5 million drivers.
Yes.
From the end of this year, receive our product. So we will have in one day millions of drivers. Nobody have a digital subscription in a product like we are.
Yeah.
Anybody in the world more than 1 million. So we will see that they accept us. We hope that.
One of the questions that I'm really curious to hear you answer on, especially looking, let's say, down the line 10 to 15 years, I think all of the industry experts agree that autonomous cars are coming at some point sooner or later. And the question is kind of like, what happens to your business model once, there's no drivers anymore because people just don't drive anymore? How do you see that development in the industry?
I'm Tesla driver.
Okay.
So
you should know.
Yesterday I drive from Milano to Zug with autopilot. I'm trying. I don't believe that anything will change in the next 10 years because it's very complicated. It's very complicated. Secondly, we have another issue, is security. In industry, it's about, for example, in Italy, 1.5 million cars have dongle in the car.
Yes.
So they can track the car, they can see how many oil, they can offer the insurance. But they have a big issue, security. The hacker can go in the car and manipulate.
Yes.
So it will be very big issue. So once you use, the people use only our smartphone, you have no interaction with the car, your safety.
Yeah.
So the question will be, how much will be possible to go in the car? And what will be possible to do with that? I believe there's a simple drive, straight, in an autobahn. It will start in 5-6 years, but it will stay with that for many, many years. I don't believe any autonomous cars in normal city environment.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about the local ecosystem. You're also in the startup scene. People can meet you at various conferences. Tell us just a quick rundown. How do you see, let's say, the local startup ecosystem?
No idea.
No idea. You do sometimes go to conferences. That's I felt
I do. I do. Yeah, sure. I stopped to go to conferences, for example, if it was something to do with blockchain, because 500 startups looking three investors in this conference, and it's really horrible. And these young boys get the idea that they can find them and talk to him, and he will put money tomorrow, and that's why they have to spend in a conference 30,000, 40,000. I cannot see that. I don't accept that. And the speakers, most of the speakers which I saw, the very good theoretic guys, but they have no experience to tell anything for these startups.
Yes.
That's why I stopped to go to some of them.
How are you making sure that you are a good leader within your startup?
I am sure.
But can you elaborate how you can be sure to be a good leader?
If you have experience like me, 40 years guiding 1,600 people and 100 and build the many startups, you will be sure.
When you look back at all of your startup, what is your most memorable startup moment?
Getting first investment from Deutsche Telekom. for Telesense KSL. But it's not all. And it was in a day of Carnival, and it wasn't possible in Köln. That's why it was done by Düsseldorf.
Okay. What would you say is your biggest fear?
Nothing.
No fear. How do you maintain a balanced life?
I just work. I have fun to work, and I heard the last interview with Mr. Perez. He said he's 90 years old and never was in vacation. Me too.
Who's your role model?
Apple.
Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
Stevie Wozniak?
Whatever. Apple. Apple as such.
Okay. What is your best selling strategy?
Never sell me too.
Never sell me too. What does that mean?
It means don't sell anything what the other people sell.
And when you would say, if you remember, how did you get your first ever paying client?
It's a really long story, not in 30 seconds.
In 2 sentences.
It was Deutsche Post.
Yes.
Deutsche Post, it took me, I started with 12,000 Deutschmark company, and I won the deal against ThyssenKrupp, Siemens and Alcatel. It's just because of the very good Israeli product and very good argumentation, and the people accepted in non-standard tender.
Okay.
As short as I can.
Sure.
If you believe in a product, take your time to check that. But when you're sure, go, don't ask anybody. Just go till the end, as is no possible other solution. So try to finish what you decide to do. Believe in it.
Genadi, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you, everybody who stayed all the way till the end of episode 178 of the Startup Show. Make sure you stay a few more seconds so you see who is up next week, and have a great week. See you.
Hi everybody, I'm Michael, the founder and CEO of Pixel Vision. Next week in the show we're going to talk about Akuda, how we sold it to Magic Leap. We're going to talk about digital identity and the journey of Pixel Vision. And I will give some advice to future